Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Reads His Marvel Comics in Order. This is episode 8. This episode, I read Giant Size Fantastic Four number 3. This came out in November of 1974. Coincidentally, it's the same month that Hulk 181 was released, which was the subject of my last video. So far, I've read Captain America from early 1974 through mid 74, and then after that was Hulk 180 and 181, which I had in reprint form, which I read, and now I'm on to a big run of Fantastic Four that I'm about to embark on. This is just before the actual monthly title issues begin that I have in my collection that I'm going to start reading. Let me get my coffee out of the way, take a quick sip. And this was written by, oh man, cheesecake right off the bat. Oh, and here's another example of the hey loser get a job ads in these comics in the 70s. Another channel I subscribe to, and he comments on a lot of my stuff, Papa Rick, he pointed out that a lot of these ads were pointed towards like ex-GIs from Vietnam. And this one basically comes right out and says it. This is a couple of months after we both got out of the service, I ran to my old buddy Pete, and Pete, he's successful. He's got the girl, he's got the suit and tie. Pete's successful since he left the military. He did this by mail course on electronics, so he's gonna get Pete to do that to straighten up his life. It's the science of the 70s, man. But anyway, yeah, it does seem to be kind of aimed at the all these courses and whatnot listed in these old comics do seem to be aimed at the ex-GIs from Vietnam. Here we go. This copy's in pretty decent shape. It's probably fine condition. Paper isn't that, the pages aren't very yellow. They're starting to yellow, but they're not bad. Cover's nice and glossy. It's beat up along the spine, but it's not bad. Probably could sell it for $5 on eBay to some old nerd like me looking to plug in holes in his collection. But yeah, this is written by Jerry Conway and Marv Wolfman both. So many people were writing Fantastic Four in this era. Tony Isabella, Len Wein, Jerry Conway, Marv Wolfman, and then eventually Roy Thomas takes over and writes it for quite a while. And most of just about everything I'm about to read in the monthly Fantastic Four titles coming up right after this are Roy Thomas written. But this is fun, a fun read. Basically an annual from 1974. Nothing super special about it. It just talks about. It's basically commenting. The writers, where I think we're kind of doing commentary on the times, the world, the conditions of the world at the time of the Vietnam War and famine around the world, America's involvement with Africa and spots, and kind of making commentary on all these things that are going on in the world a little bit with this issue. Nothing too, heavy or ham-fisted. And then there's a reprint of Fantastic Four number 21 at the end to fill out this giant size issue. It's so funny how Jack Kirby draws Reed Richards. I mean, he looks like a psychopath with those eyes. Even the Thing's eyes are kind of like bulging out a little bit. But that's a great design. The Hate Monger is a great design. Chainmail, leather boots, the Executioner's garb. It's really cool holding the torch. That's a great image. I never liked Jack Kirby until recently. Coming around to him now. This is just a fun issue. Hate Monger. It's very topical. It almost seems like it could have been written today with a lot of the geopolitical events and whatnot, and the nature of this villain, Hate Monger, who stirs up hatred among the citizens of anywhere he wants to foment civil wars and trouble so he can take over. It's ripped right from the headlines of today. But this is 74, 50 years ago. Really good Jack King Kirby artwork. Really on the nose dialogue from Stan the Manly. It's fine. I like it. Fun, basic. You can tell why people love these. These were for kids definitely, but really good adventure. And they did this the Marvel method. So basically, Stan Lee talked to Kirby about kind of what to do in this issue, real briefly, and then Kirby had to go and just kind of like draw pictures, a story, and then hand it back to Stan Lee, and Stan Lee would write all the dialogue, all the captions and everything. So it was an interesting thing, the Marvel method. But you can tell that Jack Kirby is like just a great long form cartoonist, because if he came up with this just as images first, he tells a great story. So Stan would just have to come along and say, okay, I see what's going on. I can write the dialogue for that, and you can tell how it works. It's really neat. And the hate monger is Hitler, or one of the clones of Hitler that were rumored to have been going on back during World War II. I know this is a pretty crazy issue. Nick Fury's here as a member of the CIA. This must be before S.H.I.E.L.D. It's crazy stuff, but cool story anyway. So that can now go in its My Light Silver Age size, so I don't ruin it trying to squeeze it in and out of there. And yeah, that's where it'll go forever in my collection. I might put the next issue, the next giant size or annual issue, number 4, if I think I have it. That'll go here on the back side because I'm cheap and I put 2 in every one of these. But up next will be Fantastic Four 155. And as a matter of fact, the end of the story here for upcoming events at the bottom of the last page, that's what they used to do back then, was at the bottom of the last page, they'd write something about what's happening next issue, some kind of blurb to get you excited about it. And what they say is next is a Silver Surfer coming next. In other words, this issue came out shortly after that did. So this is the first issue of a 3-issue story. Starts off being written by Len Wein, and then the second issue is written by Len Wein and Roy Thomas. And then the third issue is just Roy Thomas, and from then on, Roy Thomas is the writer of the title for quite a while. But yeah, that's what's next. During the course of this, because this is just the first 3 issues that I have, but as I read through these, I'll be going through time and pulling out of my collection other issues that are coming out at the same time. In other words, if this came out in, we'll just say this came out in February, and then every other comic that has the same indicia, the same numbering, and whatever this is called up here, I'll read everything that month is how I'll do it. Right now, I'm just reading them as like storylines because I don't have very many issues of anything from back this far. But pretty soon it's going to pick up. Pretty soon I'll have to mix in Marvel Team Up, Marvel Premiere / Iron Fist, because Iron Fist made his start in Marvel Premiere and then got his own series. Then shortly after that will be Giant Size X-Men #1, and then I'll be mixing in some Amazing Spider-Mans and Iron Mans and Avengers before I'm done with 1976. So I'm just ending 1974 and about to go into 1975 with FF number 155. So yeah, I'll gladly read any comments down below that know anything about this time of Fantastic Four, or have any interesting trivia about it, or this issue, or the upcoming storyline. Please comment down below with that. And yeah, just like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.